Imagine how we're all here. Well, actually, it's nothing to imagine about. It's literally a reality how we're all here in this world without any permission. Every single one of us. None of us asked to be here. We're just here. And it's like we're being punished for something we never asked for. None of us asked for any of this. You know, life could possibly be beautiful if we actually lived life. What we do ain't living. What we do is just trying to survive. And I don't see the point in that, to one day just die. However, with this being said, I'm not saying stop working, stop, going to school or whatever. Because, a lot of people already say, well, what are we going to do if we gotta work? And yes, I understand we gotta work. And I'm not saying not to, I'm not trying to say stop doing that. But what I'm trying to say is this shouldn't be the way life is. But yet it is the way life is. Our parents are to blame. Now, with this video, I'm not trying to say you should hate your parents. But at the same time, I can't say I blame anyone that do, or you should definitely be upset with your parents. That I gotta say. Because they brought you into a world of shit. They brought you into a world of shit. They brought you so you can work. That's the only purpose you have here. There's no other purpose than that. You're just put into this world to make money. Make your parents proud. It's all about competing. It's all about making someone else proud. Who cares if you're happy with your life? You got to make other people happy. That's what your life counts on. Making others happy. But the hell with me. Who cares if I'm happy or not? As long as I make my mama and my dada proud, that's all that matters. Then it's funny how it comes to a point where your parents are going to start asking for money. Like, in other words, you may have to pay rent if you want to live with your parents. Meanwhile, you didn't ask for any of this, and now you're being hounded to pay your parents. Parents that brought you into this hell. And now this is what we got to do? That I find real fucked up. I understand we should all help one another out, but it comes to the point where your parents just like to destroy your life. They like to have control of you, tell you what you should or shouldn't do with yourself. And if you don't want to do something, they get all pissed off and punish you for it. Meanwhile, it's my life. If I want to do something, whatever it is, I should have every right to do so. If I want to do this, I should have every right to do so. Why do you got to tell me differently? If I don't want to do something either, we shouldn't be forced to. But yet, this is the thanks they do. Bad enough they brought you into a world of shit, and then now they have the nerve to start asking you got to start paying for rent if you want to live here, blah, 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 blah. It's like you just got to laugh, man. You just got to laugh of what a joke this whole existence is. But really, it's not funny. It's just disgusting. It's downright sad and disgusting. Pitiful. They're treating you like if you randomly just knocked on their door and be like, you got to take care of me. I'm your responsibility. They brought us here. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have to be in this right now. And they wouldn't have to be in a situation themselves. So it would be an A+ for the both of us. But yet, they treat us like if we just randomly knocked on their door and be like, hey, you gotta take care of me, you gotta raise me or whatever. It's like if, someone that you what do you call it? It's like if you're renting to a stranger. The guy comes, yeah, he's got to pay, or if not, you kick him out. That's a different story, but it's like your own son, your own daughter. It's crazy. I'm just lost with words. And the thing I can't stand with parents, the majority of parents, they like to have control over you. It's like they rule your life to the point where you have no life. You have no freedom, or you have no thinking of your own. In other words, you can't do what you want to do with your life. You're being told by your parents on what to do with your life. It's funny to saying you could be anything you want when you grow up. More like it's the other way around, what we want you to do. Because if the son or the daughter says to their parents, this is what I want to do, or this or whatever, why do you want to do that? Do this instead. It's more money, blah, 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 It's all about what they want. We want what's best for you. No, more like you want what's best for you by putting me in the friggin', into the trap. That's the honest truth. Majority of us feel imprisoned by our own parents. You can't do this, you can't do that. Then you have abusive parents. I'm not saying every parent's like that, but you have parents that, beat up children, abuse children. It's just, then you wonder why people hate parents. Because they're the big reason mainly why they are the reason why we're here. And then their parents is the reason why they're there. And the list just keeps going on and on and on. I don't want to bring kids into this world. I don't ever want to bring kids into this world. Even when I was young, I was saying to myself, when I was 8 years old, I was saying to myself, I just can't have a picture one day bringing kids into this world. And I didn't even fully understand life like that as much as I do now. I always seen it a little bit. But even at that age, I was like, man, no way I want to bring kids here, But of course, I was very young, so I didn't know really much. So what I said then, sometimes things could change in the future, but it didn't change. How I thought then, still the same now. Because look at me now, I'm 28, no children or nothing. I don't want it. I don't want to bring life into this hell. I just don't. I'm going to suffer. The kid's going to suffer. It's not fair for both of us. It's really not fair for the kid. Think how selfish, think how cruel it is. I'm going to have a kid so I can, get him going into the rat race. And he better not give me no its, ass, its or buts, however the fuck you say that. No, what's the word I'm trying to say? No questions about it. I'm going to bring a kid into this world just to do my laundry, literally. I did it, son. What's the excuse? I did it for all these years. You better get your ass to it too. If not, you're a lazy sack of shit. That's what parents do. Belittle. Put your kids down. Shouldn't even have kids. And how can you bring a kid into a world where all we care about is money? That's the only thing that matters in life, money. We don't matter. Nothing matters. Money's the only thing that matters. Money's the thing that keeps the world spinning, they say. So, why am I going to bring a kid into the world where the kid's not even going to be cared for? The only thing we're going to care for the kid is one day him or her getting on that hamster wheel to make money. I love my son or my daughter or whatever, my non-existent child, enough to not bring them here to experience this pain and misery and bullshit that shouldn't even be experienced, to just one day again go back into non-existence. Make one even better. I'm going to keep him or her into that non-existent state. I'm not going to bring them into an existent state to experience all this pain to just one day again go back into a non-existent state. If that's the scenario, which obviously it is the scenario, I'm not going to take him or her out of this non-existent state to experience this. So that's being a good parent right there. Because I just don't see the purpose of reproducing. The only purpose I could tell you is to have kids is to keep the hamster wheel going. That's the only reason I could say why people have kids. Because we're trying to keep the hamster wheel spinning. That's the only reason to life. There's no other meaning to that. Because the truth is, there really isn't no other meaning to that. Nothing else matters in life. It's all about making money. It's all about making money. That's all that matters in life, making money. Something that could easily been prevented just happened. And why did it happen? Because our parents is what caused all this hell. It's like we're being punished for something we didn't ask for. Because the truth is we are. It's like we're going to jail for something we didn't do. And that happens, actually. People do. There's so many people that get accused for doing something they never even did. And then all of a sudden, 30 years later, they realize, wow, he was innocent this whole time and he was in jail. Whoops, my bad, sir. Imagine that shit. My 30 years of my life wasted. As our lives are wasting as it is, and then being behind bars, none of the less. For 30 years. But back to what I'm trying to say is, why are we dealing with such punishment? Why are we in such torment? Why do we got to be in such torment? What is the meaning to all of this? What is the reward in the end? Like I always say, there is no reward in the end. It's just getting by to die. That's all it is. It's all it's ever been. It's all it ever will be. The word antinatalism or antinatalist, I never even knew what that word meant. You people actually taught me about that word. I never knew what that word meant. You guys here are the ones that taught me. I just knew before I even knew about the word, that it was just wrong to have kids, but I never knew there was a word for it. Antinatalism, just like nihilism, if I'm saying that correctly, means people that view everything meaningless. Where truth is, yeah, I feel like I'm that too, because I see everything meaningless. But with that being said, I'm not trying to say, due to life being meaningless, just, throw your life to the curb, or, I'm not saying to do that. If you have goals and dreams that you want to do, just go for them. What's the reason to? Because if it makes you happy, that's all that should really matter. Even though it's still meaningless, you being happy should be something that we should all, feel has meaning to, I guess you could say. Nothing truly matters here. But being happy is something that deserves to be. Even though it's a meaningless existence, we all deserve to be happy. We all deserve to laugh. We all deserve to want to do something we want to do. Instead of doing something we have no choice, we have to do because, it's the only way we're going to survive. When really, what do we get out of this? You follow what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sound confusing or anything, but this whole existence is meaningless. I absolutely agree to that. It is. But what I'm not trying to say, just because it's meaningless, throw your life out the window. But yeah, because you're always going to get people to be like, life is meaningless. This guy's saying life is meaningless, so he's saying to everyone, give up your hopes and dreams. And no, that's not what I'm saying. If you have something that truly makes you happy, do it, man. I guess I could say, Does it matter? No, but you being happy, that's all that really should matter. It's like back to the parent thing. I say this so many times where before you're even born, parents already got your life figured out. The parents are already plotting and planning your life. And if once you're born, you don't go through with their plan, they get all mad, they treat you like shit, they punish you, you name it. But if other hand, what their plan is, and if you're going right into it, meaning you're obedient and you just obey, no questions asked, you're making your parents very happy. Because you're being an obedient little puppet where you just be like, yes, Master Mama, yes, Master Dada, Daddy, whatever you want to call them. But when you put on a fight, they don't like that. Because that's the programming's not a success in that scenario then. If you put on a fight or you don't want to do a certain thing that they're bothering you to do, that's when friction gets involved. Friction. But they want it to be lubricated. And I'm not trying to sound sexual. All kidding aside, I'm not trying to sound sexual here. But lubricated where everything goes nice and smoothly. I'm an obedient puppet. Whatever mom wants me to do, I'm going to do to make her proud. Whatever dad wants me to do, I'm going to do to make him proud. It's lubricated. It goes smoothly. But when you cause friction, when you're awoken, you're going to cause friction to your parents because you see for what the world is and you see you don't want no part with this stupid bullshit. And now they're all pissed because they had this all planned before you were even breathing, before you were even born. And now the friction just got in the way of it. Now they're pissed. And now they're going to belittle you. Now they're going to punish you for something you didn't even ask for. For something you didn't even ask for. Now you're being punished for it. Now they're going to say, oh, you better pay rent, or you better do this for me, or you better get this job, or you don't want to do that, well, you're going to get a job somewhere, son. You're going to like it or not. Whether you like it or not, you're going to do it because we're going to like it. It's all about the parents feeling in control, and they are. The parents are the ones that take control of their kids. It's almost like what's that word I'm trying to... It's almost like shit, man. Give me a moment, people. I always have these brain farts, man. I guess what you could say is like a parole officer. They're like, parole officer where you're like under house arrest. You can't leave the house. You can't do certain things or whatever when you were just in prison or whatever. Well, that's basically like what parents are like. It's what they want you to do. Mom, can I do this? Dad, can I do that? No, it's not beneficial for us. But what about my beneficials? Maybe it's something I enjoy. Nope. I don't care what you enjoy. I don't care about you being happy. We want to be happy. You got to do what we want you to do so we could be happy and show off to other parents and family or whoever. But yeah, if your life sucks, doesn't bother us, While you're doing it's making us happy. Well, that's like pretty similar. A parole officer, where they come to make sure, you don't, they put that thing on your leg or whatever the hell. You can't leave the house. You can't do certain things because it's like you're in jail, but you're under house arrest, I guess you could say. So it's like almost something like that. It's like with the parents. They smother you. They smother you. You don't have a life of your own. They got your life all figured out. They got your life all programmed. And by you not wanting to do it, that's why I keep saying the friction starts up again. And then it just causes more problems. And it's not fair. It's pathetic. Because it's my life. Why can't I do what I want with it? Once you hit a certain age, you should have every right to do what you want. Now, with that being said, a lot of parents don't want their kids doing drugs. That I can understand. I don't want anyone here really doing drugs either. But however, I can't tell people what to do with their life. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that stuff. I mean, I have tried weed in the past. I mean, I'm sure everyone here had a smoke at some point. I mean, but as of right now, I'm clean. Like if I were to take a drug test, I'm clean. I got no marijuana in my system or anything. But what I'm trying to say is like there's parents that say, I don't want you smoking. I don't want you doing this. But once you hit a certain age, a parent's got to say, he's at a certain age where he or she should have the right to do what they want. Because that's the thing. It's always about making your parents happy. It's always about making them proud. Why can't we be happy? It's like, why can't we count? It's like we got to do their task to make them happy instead of it the other way around. Parents aren't happy for their kids. They're only happy because of what the kids are doing for them. That's the honest truth. There could be something we could be doing, and the parents may try and pretend they're happy, but really they're not happy because to themselves, I wish my son was doing this instead of what he's doing, but I'm just trying to put on a brave face for him. Well, yeah, you better put on a brave face because the truth that should matter is what he or she wants to do with their life. But instead, it's always what the parents want to do. The parents are only happy if your kids are mainly obedient. It's like we have full control of their life. Parents have full control of our lives. And if we want no part of what they want us to do, that's when all hell breaks loose, man. Well, too bad. I ain't asked to be here. Now I'm here. This is what I want to do. Take it or leave it, pal. This is my life. Once I hit a certain age, you should have no control of me anymore. I mean, they shouldn't have control of us to begin with. They shouldn't have even brought us here to begin with, knowing what this whole shithole's all about. It's just this whole situation is just a big, disgusting curse. It's like, this all shouldn't have been. This all shouldn't have been. Yet it is. Yet it is. That's my boy. He just got accepted to university, whatever the hell. That's my boy. He just did this. That's my boy. It's all about competing. You want your son to do something to make you happy. But does it really make him happy? No, or maybe, but doesn't matter at the end of the day. As long as your son or daughter's making you happy, that's what mainly counts. When it should be, if your son or daughter's happy, that's what should truly count. And just to prove it to you, this is going a little off topic, but let's say a father's son is gay, but the son is very nervous to tell the father because right there, he's afraid that his father is not going to accept him for who he is. Meanwhile, it's your life. If you're something, you should have every right to be who you are. Your parents shouldn't have to tell you that it's wrong or that it's, And a lot of times when they tell the parents that I'm gay, I'm this or whatever, then some of the parents, how can I put it this? Some of the parents just disown their child. There's a lot of times that happens, or is upset. But the truth is, you should be happy for who your son is. That's just another reason right there to show you that you don't really care about your son being who he is. It's what you want him to be. And if he's not what you want him to be, you get all upset and disappointed. That right there is just another example of actual proof, of actual evidence. That's why I brought that into the topic, even though it's going off topic a little bit. You feel hurt because your son didn't amount a way that you wanted him to amount to. It's always about what the parents want the kids to amount to. This is where this all goes. You hurt as a father because your son's not successful. You hurt as a father because your son is gay. You hurt as a father because your son didn't go with what you wanted him to do. What you originally had programmed for your boy before your boy was put into this shithole of a world. It didn't go through the way you wanted it to. So now you feel hurt. You feel ashamed. You feel, pretty much all that. This is where it all goes, man. But there's enough evidence right there. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Instead of being happy for who your son is, your daughter is, that's what should really count. But instead, it's not. It's not. That's how selfish and nasty parents truly could be. Now, I'm not trying to say every parent's a piece of shit like that, but the majority, I got to be straightly honest, they are. And then to eventually get to a certain age where you're going to start charging your son or daughter to live. Meanwhile, they ain't even asked for this. You brought them into this hell. I don't care how old they are. If they need help, you should help them. It's the least you can do. You brought them into this hellhole, and now you're going to just throw them to the curb? You threw them into existence. Now you want to throw them into the curb. Bad enough you threw them into existence. Now you want to throw them in the curb, to the sewer. Why don't you throw yourself to the sewer? Just saying, man. I mean, shit. It's just very cruel shit. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it there, guys. Love you all, man. And yes, I love you parents too, I guess. But I got to say to myself, why did you have to do it? Why? Why did you have to do it? And if you're thinking about having kids, if you're not a parent yet, keep it that way. You don't want to be a parent. Trust me. You don't want to be a parent in today's world. Why bring a life into such a shithole? Why? It's like drinking toilet water. We all don't want to drink toilet water, right? We want to drink purified water. Well, there's nothing purifying here. You're just bringing a living thing into a toilet. Why? Why would you want to do that? That's just something I always ask every time, and no one can give me a straight answer. Why? Because I don't even think morons even know the answer to the question. But anyway, signing off for now, guys. Love you all. Peace out. And take it easy for now, guys. That's all I can say. Love you guys. Take it easy.